Hey everyone, welcome back to Zen Otaku. Today we're talking about a theme that every anime fan loves: protagonists who start out completely weak, talentless, underestimated by everyone, but through effort, luck, or even destiny, they grow and become simply overpowered. These are the kinds of stories that make us cheer, laugh, and even cry right alongside the character. And since this is a Zen Otaku video, you know it's going to be chill, like we're just hanging out and chatting. So grab some popcorn, because this list is packed with emotion and features characters who literally went from zero to legend. Let's dive in. 10th place, Shinichi Izumi, Parasyte, Kiseiju. Shinichi was just a regular high schooler, quiet, studious, and not really special in any way. He wasn't athletic, he wasn't popular, and he definitely didn't have any special talents. Until one night, his life takes a bizarre turn. A parasitic alien tries to take over his body, but fails, ending up stuck only in his right hand. This creature, which he names Migi, now shares his life. At first, Shinichi is still weak and even cowardly. He can't fight, doesn't have the courage to face the other parasites showing up, and depends completely on Migi to survive. But as the story moves forward, we see a brutal transformation. His bond with the parasite changes both his body and his mind, giving him reflexes and superhuman abilities. What's most striking is his psychological growth. Shinichi evolves from a regular, scared teenager into someone who takes on the burden of protecting others. From powerless and ordinary, he becomes humanity's key weapon against a terrifying alien threat. A true rise from nothing to indispensable. 9th place, Kenichi Shirahama, Shiju Saikyu no Deshi Kenichi. Kenichi is one of the most relatable and inspiring characters on this list. He starts out as the classic weak kid, constantly bullied, with zero talent for martial arts. He's so bad at fighting that he can't even defend himself properly. But everything changes when he meets Miyu Furinji and joins the Ryo Zanpaku Dojo, home to some of the most insane martial arts masters around. From there, Kenichi's life turns into absolute hell. The training is brutal, often downright inhuman. Most people would quit immediately, but Kenichi doesn't. He struggles, he falls, he suffers, but he always gets back up. And it's that persistence that transforms him. From talentless and weak, he becomes a true martial artist, capable of taking on incredibly dangerous opponents. His strength doesn't come from natural gifts, but from sheer determination and hard work. A perfect example that effort can beat talent. 8th place, Naofumi Iwatani, the Rising of the Shield hero. Imagine being summoned into a fantasy world as a legendary hero, but instead of getting a powerful weapon, you're stuck with a shield. That's Naofumi's reality. From the very start, he's ridiculed, treated as useless, and even betrayed in the cruelest way possible. The weight of that injustice almost crushes him. But Naofumi refuses to give up. Without the ability to attack directly, he uses intelligence and creativity to turn his weakness into his greatest strength. He develops strategies, builds resources, trains allies, and steadily forges his own power. What's fascinating is that his growth isn't just about combat. He matures into a respected and feared leader. At first, he was the weakest of the 4 heroes. By the end, he's the one everyone depends on. From useless to overpower, Naofumi proves that the shield can be just as mighty as the sword. 7th place, Kraft Lawrence, Spice and Wolf. This one's different, and it might surprise some people. Lawrence doesn't have magic, combat abilities, or supernatural powers. He's just a traveling merchant, moving from town to town trying to make a living through trade and negotiations. Sounds weak, right? Sounds. But Lawrence's strength lies in his intelligence and experience. At first, he's naive, and even a bit lost. But with the guidance of the wise Wolf Hollow, he grows into a brilliant negotiator and a sharper person overall. He learns to deal with political and economic manipulation, outsmarts more powerful rivals, and carves out his place in the world. His evolution shows that being overpowered doesn't always mean epic battles. Sometimes it's about winning the games of strategy, patience, and wit. Lawrence goes from just another merchant to someone respected and cunning enough to outplay anyone. 6th place, Simon Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Simon is one of the most legendary examples of a weak protagonist who grows into something unimaginable. At the beginning, he's just a timid kid living underground, constantly digging tunnels and relying completely on his big bro Kamina for courage. He's shy, insecure, and doesn't believe in himself at all. But when tragedy strikes and Kamina is gone, Simon has no choice but to step up. And that's when we witness one of the greatest character evolutions in anime. Slowly, he finds his courage, takes control of the Gurren Lagann, and grows into a leader capable of inspiring everyone around him. By the end, Simon isn't just fighting enemies, he's battling cosmic threats that border on godlike. His transformation from scared digger to galactic savior proves that even the weakest person with enough determination can pierce the heavens themselves. 5th place, Kazuma Satu Konosuba. Kazuma might be the funniest protagonist on this list. He dies in the most ridiculous way imaginable and is reincarnated in a fantasy world with no special skills. From the start, he's a complete disaster, weak, unlucky, and even kind of lazy. But Kazuma's genius lies in exactly that. He doesn't rely on strength, he relies on brains. He uses cleverness, manipulation, and sheer cunning to overcome enemies who, on paper, should crush him. Even surrounded by equally problematic companions, Kazuma proves himself as the brains of the operation. From weak and unlucky, he becomes essential to the group's victories. The guy nobody took seriously ends up being the mastermind behind their biggest successes. And of course, all of it comes with that trademark Konosuba humor. 4th place, Subaru Natsuki, ReZero. Subaru is the kind of protagonist who divides opinion, but his growth is undeniable. He's transported into a fantasy world with zero combat ability. At first, he's arrogant, insecure, and totally unprepared. And then the nightmare begins. He dies. Over and over again. His only ability is Return by Death, which lets him rewind time each time he dies. It sounds like a gift, but in reality, it's a crushing psychological burden. Subaru suffers horribly, loses his mind at times, but he also learns. Each death teaches him something, and those lessons slowly shape him into someone stronger. Not in terms of raw power, but in maturity, strategy, and resilience. His journey is painful, but deeply inspiring. From useless kid to central figure in battles against overwhelming enemies, Subaru embodies growth through suffering. 3rd place, Iruma Suzuki. Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. Iruma's story is both funny and inspiring. He's just a normal human boy, sold off by his own parents, and thrown into a school for demons. At first, he has no powers at all and has to scramble just to avoid being eaten by his classmates. But this is where his luck and kindness come into play. Iruma wins allies, learns new skills, and steadily grows stronger in that dangerous world. The timid, cowardly boy begins to shine until he becomes one of the most respected figures in the school. His rise is incredible because he starts out as literally the weakest being possible in that world. Yet through heart, determination, and a little bit of destiny, Iruma goes from prey to protagonist. 2nd place, Asta, Black Clover. Asta is the ultimate example of effort-beating natural talent. In a world where everyone has magic, he's born without any. He's laughed at, dismissed, and ridiculed. But Asta doesn't let that stop him. He throws himself into insane physical training and develops an unshakable willpower. Eventually, he gains access to anti-magic, a unique power that cancels out spells. And that's when his true rise begins. From a kid mocked as useless, Asta turns into one of the most powerful magic knights in the kingdom. With each fight, he proves that determination, courage, and sheer grit can overcome even the most gifted opponents. His story is one of the most inspiring in anime, a constant reminder that limits can be broken. 1st place, Izuku Midoriya, My Hero Academia. And of course, in 1st place we have Deku. He was born quirkless in a world where nearly everyone has powers. His dream of becoming a hero seemed utterly impossible. He was fragile, awkward, and constantly looked down on. But everything changes when All Might, the #1 hero, sees his courage and passes on the power of One for All to him. At first, Deku can barely use it. Every time he tries, he ends up breaking his own bones. It looks hopeless. But with training, strategy, and a huge heart, Deku grows. He learns to control the power, develops new techniques, and proves over and over again that he deserves to be called a hero. From a powerless boy to one of the most promising heroes of the new generation, Deku's journey is pure inspiration. So, what did you all think of this list of protagonists who started from nothing, with no talent or powers, and still made it to the top? Each of them shows that it doesn't matter where you begin, but how far you're willing to go. And that's exactly why these stories resonate so much with us. Before we wrap up, you already know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe here to Zen Otaku, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything new. And let me know in the comments, which protagonist from this list inspired you the most? Or did I miss someone who deserves a spot here? Let's talk about it, because I know this topic is going to spark a lot of debate. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video here on Zen Otaku.